Black Sabbath and Van Halen. We know they battled it out on stage when Black Sabbath was on the Descendants and Van Halen was on the Ascendants back in 1978. Never Say Die versus Van Halen, this new hotshot band. But who wins the battle of the instrumentals? I mean, I think I'm doing this show simply because I want to rave about some Black Sabbath instrumentals. But I figured Van Halen and Black Sabbath had a lot of these little instrumental bits across their catalog. And I'm going to rank 31 of them for you. And I'm going to mix the catalogs together and let's see who wins this battle. I think you know where my heart's going to lie in this one, but let's get down to it. So I think I've caught all of them here, more or less. Some of these are a little complicated to figure out what they are. So yeah, in reverse order, we are going to see who wins the battle of the Van Halen and Black Sabbath instrumentals. At 31, I've got The Gates of Hell from Headless Cross. Just a little bit of spooky music. I'm not really buying into this sort of spooky thing Black Sabbath is doing on that album. Second album with Tony Martin. FX from Volume 4, I've got at number 30. Pretty inconsequential. Just the we hear they were naked in the studio doing this and just banging these guitar strings and stuff. Number 29, I've got Sphinx the Guardian from Seventh Star. Just a minute 12 of little spooky keyboard sounds from I don't know who was doing it. Do you think was it Jeff Nichols? Was it Tony? Who knows who's making these little sounds. 28, I've got Scarlet Pimpernel, which is just a little bit of Tony acoustic from The Eternal Idol. 27, I've got The Battle of Tyr, some faux orchestration from the Tyr album. I kind of like the title of that one, having that being The Battle of Tyr on there, kind of like an approximate title track sort of thing. Moving on at 26, we've got Stonehenge. This is just some preamble music on Born Again, followed by 25. I've got The Dark, again, just kind of a little bit spooky stuff there on Born Again. I like the atmosphere these add to the thing. Talking to a buddy the other day, what were we talking about? The Fallen, having that B-side on there instead of these might have been kind of interesting and just link these ones up. Number 24, I've got Van Halen New World from 3. Just kind of like this kind of schmaltzy little morning music. Oh, Morning is Broken on the new version of the band. That's kind of what it sounds like to me to open the album New World run together with one W in there. Very similar at number 23, I've got 316 from For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Same kind of thing, just mellow little melodic acoustic guitar bit from Eddie there. Again, Van Halen's coming in at 22 with Doing Time from Balance. Kind of a cool percussion solo on top of a standard conservative drum kit solo. So you get these percussion sounds on there. Kind of interesting. 21, I've got Strung Out from Balance. This is just sort of hitting the strings, kind of horror music sounds, trashy. Maybe I would flip those two, Doing Time and Strung Out. I suppose Doing Time's a little more musical. 20, I've got Rat Salad from Paranoid. And a kind of a full band situation that you get in there. 19, I've got 1984 from 1984. That sort of dramatic synthesizer-y thing that kicks before the big stabs of the synths of Jump come in. So yeah, a lot of filling that album up. It's kind of just having another track on there because their albums are so short, right? Number 18, I've got E5150 from Mob Rules. Kind of cool, good, spooky drama building synthesizer-y kind of thing there. 17, I've got Intruder from Diver Down. Good spooky music again. Boy, how many times am I saying that? But again, fillerish because this album's got so many covers on it as well, and it's got these little instrumental bits. Speaking of that, 16, I've got Cathedral from Diver Down. With those kind of volume swells thing, it's a nice little piece of instrumental music, I think. 15, I've got Primary from 3. Noise effecty guitar solo. It's clean but electric. There's a lot of cool Eddie playing in that one. 14, I've got Sunday Afternoon in the Park. This is kind of those big synth pedally bass pedal sort of sounds over this big doomy slow drum thing. Minute 58, pretty long. For Van Halen instrumental. And speaking of long, I've got Balachatherium from Balance. 4 minutes and 4 seconds. This is a full band instrumental. It just sounds like a song of theirs that could have used some vocals. I don't think it's the greatest music in the world, but I appreciate that it's a full band sort of situation. 12, I've got Spanish Fly, which is, Eddie doing the fleet fingered Spanish guitar kind of thing from Van Halen 2. 11, I've got Tora Tora, which isn't strictly speaking an instrumental. It's almost like an Electric Eye, the Hellion situation where you've got this big dramatic intro, but there is a lot of yelling and laughing, presumably all from David Lee Roth in there as well. And it's kind of full band, slow, pick up to Loss of Control. Kind of cool. 10, it's kind of complicated. I went and looked and tried to pick out these little bits and pieces, but Black Sabbath sort of has these instrumentals. So I'm going to go with basically here. This bass solo, the predecessor to Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth, I suppose, from Cliff Burton, but just kind of a cool, funky bass solo from Geezer. Number 9, I've got Wasp, which feels like a proper, fully composed instrumental pieces. I don't know. Depending on what you think of the way these songs are split up, there's other ways to find instrumentals on this album. But Wasp with that cool, languid kind of almost like waltz time beat going on there. Uh, and yeah, again, the reason I wanted to do this show is just I've really been getting into, you've maybe seen our Don't Start Too Late review of that song. But I've been really recently kind of getting into just loving the vibe of these Sabbath instrumentals. So number 8, I've got Embryo, which is the haunting classical kind of one. Sounds like horror music, but I think that's really really inventive and cool. Number 7, though, I've got a Van Halen in here. Little Guitars. It's called Little Guitars parentheses intro. Just the stupidest title. But it's the really cool Eddie flamenco-ish Spanish sort of intro to one of my favorite Van Halen songs, Little Guitars from Diver Down. So I like that one. Number 6, I've got Breakout from Never Say Die. Love this jazzy kraut rock, interesting. It's, I guess, horn sax, some kind of horns are in there as well. But I think it's a really cool, inventive, interesting, strange instrumental, and I thought it was really cool having that on there, along with Air Dance on that side. I think they make for a really cool thing. Number 5, I had to put this kind of high, but I don't really get a lot out of it. But Eruption, Van Halen. It's out of everything on this list, I suppose it's the most legendary instrumental. It's probably considered one of the greatest instrumentals of all time. Kicked off the whole guitar explosion, or guitar hero explosion, shredding explosion. You get really clear examples of Eddie's tapping and his thoughtful composition, and he just arrives on the scene, and it's just this amazing song, and then it kicks into You Really Got Me. But yeah, super important, legendary instrumental from Van Halen 1, issued February 10th, 1978, same date as Judas Priest Stained Class. Number 4, I've got Laguna Sunrise from Volume 4. This is Tony's uneasy, unsettling, funereal kind of music that sounds nice, but there's just something creepy about it, right? But yeah, this one's pretty ambitious. It's got some orchestration in it. Number 3, I've got Orchid. I love Orchid from Master of Reality. Master of Reality is just such a cool album, but this one, it kind of reminds me of that sort of gauzy, going under anesthetic feel with the volume swells and the kind of distortion going on. It's just beautiful, beautiful. Again, unsettling. It sounds like funeral music. It sounds like the kind of acoustic guitar piece that you would hear at a funeral, but it's semi-designed to cheer you up, kind of thing, right? But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Speaking of brilliant, number 2, I've got Don't Start Too Late. So Don't Start, and then in parentheses, Too Late. Again, go see my review of that. I just love that piece of music. I think it's just the coolest alien, interesting way to do acoustic guitar before Symptom of the Universe comes crashing in. And number 1's a bit of a cheat, just like Tora Tora, but I'm going with Super Czar, also from Sabotage. Big, ambitious, classical heavy metal piece, just a full song, but it's not exactly fully instrumental because it does have the, again, unsettling choir type vocals that are put in there, but it's wordless vocals, we call them, right? And speaking of that, there's an amazing There's an amazing Jerry Garcia band from Cats Under the Stars. What is that? Is that Down Home? Is that the title of that one? But where there is Jerry and Donna doing the wordless vocal. That's one of my favorite instrumentals as well, but a cheat one. So there you go. Yeah, to again um emphasize the top five. We've got Eruption, Laguna Sunrise, Orchid, Don't Start Too Late, and Super Czar. So there you go. Let us know what you think in the comments below about this wacky grouped ranking of the Van Halen and Black Sabbath instrumentals. What did I get wrong? What did I forget? Who knows? I might have skipped, left the odd one out or whatever here. But yeah, kind of, let me know what you think of why they do these things. I suppose there's various reasons, but I think they really serve an interesting purpose along the way for both of these absolute classic bands. And yeah, check out. Join our Patreon situation if you like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out Grant's channel as well, Grant's Rock Warehouse, martinpopoff.com for all your book needs. The Big Maiden, The Big Dio, my mammoth 3 biggest books I've ever done have just come out in recent months. The Maiden behind me here, the Dio, and the Big Deep Purple, 640 pages on Deep Purple, just out as we speak. And then yeah, I've got my Black Sabbath stuff there. I don't think I have any of my Van Halens for. Oh yeah, I've got the soft cover version of Van Halen visual biography you can get from me. Like I say, at my site, I only have a few of my titles that I'm selling, but that is one of them, and it's brand new, an update of the old visual biography with the hardcover. There you go. Go listen to some Black Sabbath instrumentals.